friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria, and today we are continuing our Dresden Files Reread challenge. With the sixth book in the series, and that is Blood Rites. Now, if you're new here, or you just have never checked out this series, I am attempting to read all 17 of the Dresden File books before August 29th, which is the start of DragonCon. So how these videos work is I read the synopsis of the book on the back, and then I try to remember anything that I might know from this book, my recollections, and then we get to reading. And I give you an overview, and that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and read the back of this book, because I'm excited, because I already read it before, and I know what storyline this is. For Harry Dresden, Chicago's only professional wizard, there have been worse assignments than going undercover on the set of an adult film. Dodging flaming monkey poo, for instance, or going toe-to-leaf with a walking plant monster. Still, there's something more troubling than usual about his newest case. The film's producer believes that he's the target of a sinister entropy curse, but it's the women around him who are dying in increasingly spectacular ways. Harry's doubly frustrated because he got involved with this bizarre mystery only as a favor to Thomas, his flirtatious, self-absorbed vampire acquaintance of dubious integrity. Thomas has a personal stake in the case Harry can't quite figure out until his investigation leads him straight to Thomas's oversexed vampire family. Harry's about to discover that Thomas's family tree has been hiding a shocking secret, a revelation that will change Harry's life forever. First off, I know this isn't in the title, but these are spoiler vlogs. So if you've not read Blood Rites before, or you don't want to have it spoiled, I would recommend not checking out this video right now. But do I remember details from this book? No. But do I know what the secret is? Obviously. Thomas is Harry's half-brother, and this is the storyline I'm thinking of. So we met Justine in grave peril, which is his girlfriend, who suffers from some type of mental illness that seems like she has like big fluctuations in her personality and things like that. And Thomas, the way that his vampirism works is they feed off emotions. So because she goes through such swinging emotions, he's able to feed off of that, and that helps kind of her regulate and feel more like how she would like to feel as herself. So that was what we kind of learned in Grave Peril, and I do believe if it's what I'm thinking of in this one, we kind of find out what's happened to Justine, and it's not very good. But yes, the big reveal is that Thomas is in fact Harry's half-brother, and it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to this one. I knew instantly what this story was about when I read it, so I am very excited to pick this one up. So with that, I'm going to dance class now, but we are going to attempt to read this in the next couple days before we have our move. So I will check with you probably more about halfway or so. Okay. This is the fourth video I'm filming today. I just want to say that. But check-in time. Also, forgive the echo. There's no furniture in here, so we are just bouncing off of empty walls at the moment, as we have just moved in. But I figure this is a good check-in point. I'm on chapter 18, page 136 of Blood Rites. I've been doing kind of a combo of listening to the audiobook and reading this. I am actually trying to finish this book before the end of this week because I've put Deadbeat in my Summerween TBR, and I want to get this train rolling because we've got to get, I think, at least to book 10. No, at least to book 12. At least to book 12 this month. So We're moving through the Dresden Files. Anyway, with that in mind, let me give you some updates. So as I said, I know the big surprise here in this book, but this book is really all about Thomas and the White Court. I did forget that we meet Thomas's two of his sisters, Lara Wraith, his older sister, and participates in adult films. And then we also have Inari. So the younger sister's name is Inari. We'll table that. Thomas, important. We love to see him. Wraith, cool. White Court, cool. Yeah, grand. Political machinations. We're getting some feelers out there. All of that great stuff is going on. But the most important two things I want to point out here in this first third of the book is number one, Mouse gets introduced in this book. Oh, we love to see it. We love Mouse. Oh. I'm so excited. So Mouse gets introduced in this book. Super, super, super excited. Although I am a Mr. Stand, I do love Mouse as well. Animals always steal the show. So Mouse has been introduced. Super, super excited about that. On top of that, we have the setup for how Kincaid and Murphy meet. So I was right, second chance. So yes, I do believe Kincaid is the gentleman that Murphy dates for a hot minute in the series, because they're going to be introduced. They're going to go with Dresden to take care of Blackcourt vampires and Mavra's little offspring there, who are really trying our boy Harry in this first third. So he is planning to do that. He sent Bob out and Mister to go try to figure out where their lair is, because Blackcourt vampires are like your Bram Stoker-esque vampires, like garlic, steaks, holy water, all of that jazz. That's them. So he's going after them, gonna go on the offense, which you'd like to see. We've got another entropy curse, which kind of makes sense. I feel like Butcher introduced the idea of an entropy curse in the 5th book, so it could be a main star here in this book. I think now Lara gave away kind of who is behind the entropy curse against Arturo, with the political machinations and talking about the Wraiths and talking about their father. So I think he has something to do with it, possibly. I might be wrong, but I feel like that's what they were laying down. So that's pretty much everything you need to know. I mean, we did read the back, so that gives you an idea of what Harry's case is currently, but that's really everything that we've got here. And also, you know, we're talking a lot about family in this book, which makes sense. We're foreshadowing what is going to be revealed later on. So I'm having a good time. I'm hoping to really dive deeper into this book today and tomorrow. I was just so tired, and I am so tired because we've been moving and unpacking and trying to get things in their appropriate places. And so that has just been pretty tiring and makes it difficult to sit down and read. Like I said, I did get the audiobook from my library, which came in like literally right as we were leaving, which is amazing. So I am super excited that I have that. I will probably pop it in today as I am working on things to get through a big chunk of this book. But that's where we're at. I am going to finally stop recording, because like I said, I've been recording for over an hour of different videos. So I'm gonna stop recording here, gonna grab some lunch, and yeah, hopefully I will be coming back to you within like 2 days with this book finished, so I can start dead beat at the start of Summerween. So I'll see you then. Hello! It has been quite some time since I checked in on blood rights. I am actually currently without power. We just got hit by a hurricane today, so I figured why not do it now? I have the battery for it. And I was taking a break from reading because I just finished reading another book earlier for Summerween. So I thought I'd wrap up Blood Rites and give you my thoughts on it. I really don't remember last time we checked in, to be honest. But honestly, I was a little disappointed in this book after reading Summer Night and Death Mask, because I thought like there was so much action there, we had a lot going on, and Blood Rites kind of slows everything down a little bit, which is gonna sound crazy because there was definitely still, you know, they were fighting Mavra in here. We had an entropy curse, which was introduced to us in Death Mask. And of course, we have the big reveal that I knew was coming as soon as I read the back of the book. And that, of course, is that Thomas is Harry's brother. And maybe that also detracts from this book a little bit because I know that Thomas is Harry's brother. I've known that because I've read the book series before. So I do think that kind of took away some of the fun of this book, because a lot of it is about Harry envying Murphy for the family troubles she's having, but also trying to, you know, help her out. And then, you know, seeing Thomas interact with his two sisters, and just a lot of the envy and want that Harry has in having a family and feeling lonely. And so I do think that, again, Butcher does a great job of weaving that into the story and keeping that at the forefront for Harry. And by wrapping it up with saying that he says, "We started putting groceries away and it was the strangest feeling. I was used to being alone. Now there was someone else in my personal space, someone I didn't mind being there. Thomas was all but a stranger, but at the same time he wasn't. The bond I sensed between us was not made weaker by being inexplicable, no less absolute for being illogical. I had a family. Hell, I had a dog. This was a huge change. I was happy about it, but at the same time I realized that it was going to be a big adjustment. My place was going to be pretty crowded pretty fast, but once Thomas got into his own apartment, it would be more normal. I don't think either one of us wanted to be tripping over each other every time we turned around. I felt myself smiling. It looked like life was looking up." Overall, I like the theme of Blood Rites, and of course, I love how Harry is building a family and then also finding family and creating new connections. I think, again, here, the mystery element of it, plot-wise, it was fine. Probably the B plot was more interesting than the A plot. Like I said, they gave it away that the person who was probably helping with the entropy curse was Lord Wraith, Thomas's father. Pretty early on, with Laura's discussion with Thomas, it was pretty obvious who was behind some of the entropy curse, who was behind like getting the wives together. That was all pretty obvious. It wasn't that interesting, to be frank. The interesting parts were the family parts. So Thomas trying to prevent Inari from having to make a transformation. I think that was a really interesting element that we brought into here, that the white vampires don't necessarily have to turn into vampires if they find love before tasting their first meal, you know, sucking the life force out of somebody. I thought that was a really interesting element. I didn't remember that, but I loved that. And I also really enjoyed Murphy's whole side story. The Kincaid thing is interesting. I don't, you know, I knew that Kincaid was a big bad in a way, but like knowing that he's like the hound of this kind of demon element situation is interesting. It kind of reminds me of Critical Role in a way, of like being the champion for Asmodeus. On top of that, I forgot that Murphy's sister is engaged to her ex-husband, which is so fucked. And the fact that her mom's like trying to pass that off as like that is a-okay is pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. But overall, like I said, I think because I already knew that Thomas was Harry's brother, that like plot-wise, it moved a little slowly for me. Like I said, I do think the B plot with Mavra was a bit more interesting than the A plot in this book. And so I'd probably give this one like a 3.5. I was just a little bored. But that's really all I have to say about this book. So we're gonna move on to Deadbeats. So I'm gonna close out here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts on Blood Rites, feel free to drop them down below. If you made it to the end of this video, you could drop like a bat with a heart, you know, for the white vampires. If you enjoyed this video and want to stick around, feel free to like it and subscribe. I upload every Sunday and most Wednesdays. And until next time, I hope you read a good book, I hope you find some joy, and most importantly, I hope you do something to make the world a better place. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!